All right, chaps.
You've got that one, haven't you?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, that one, yeah.
We're all wearing the same clothes. which
I know
is quite
you got the blue
interesting.
shirt thing.
You got the
Good.
memo.
Again. Yeah.
Why are we
What
going past upon this up again?
Three or four times we passed this guy.
Is there something you're not telling us?
All right, mate.
Hello,
How are you?
Ewan.
You?
Charlie.
Charlie.
Charlie,
Nice to
I'm
see
Jack.
you.
I'm going to be
Jack.
your driver today.
Nice to meet you, Jack.
Do we
We're
have
going
to
to be in
sing?
this. Yes, someone's going to have the short straw and be sitting next to me. So if you want to get in there, gentlemen, we're
I
all
see.
in the
Oh,
front.
together.
Okay,
Oh, I
cool.
see.
It's a bench
All in the
seat.
front.
Do you want- you go.
You, 1, 2, 3, paper, work. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Ah, in you go.
What does that mean? I won't take it personally.
Okay. No, I won.
Okay.
I lost.
You know.
Is this carpool karaoke? Is that what we're doing?
Yes,
song- what song
who
do
will
we
be
do,
singing
Charlie?
first? No, we're going to be driving around
Okay.
central London, probably sitting in traffic and just talking complete rubbish, if that's okay with you.
I love
That'd
it.
be perfect.
Now-
we,
This
we
is
can
not. I
both
like
do
the
that.
commercial one, don't you? I advertised these cars, you know.
Do you know what? It was going to be the first thing I said.
Yeah.
You were sort of the face of
Yeah.
the Buzz launch, right?
I know, I
And
was.
I want everyone to know this is a total coincidence. The
Yeah.
reason I've got this car is just so we sit
Ah, I see.
awkwardly close to each
Well-
other.
There's quite a lot of showroom. Where's that? Sorry.
Where's there? You seem to
Okay.
have plugged it into Ewan McGregor there.
I like that. I like the play
Play
and
and
pause.
pause.
I like
Look
that.
at that. Look at that.
Anyway,
Yeah.
okay,
There's
we've done
lots
it.
of-
Okay, that's enough. We've done it.
We've done the
We've
car.
done it. We've done
Right.
it.
So, but you're a VW boy at heart, right? So
I
you
am.
talked about the VW type,
Yeah,
but you
yeah.
actually own Volkswagens.
I do.
Yeah.
I've always liked, and my first car was a Beetle, and I saved up, I was a dishwasher for 2-3 years at a local hotel, and I saved up
Not
500 quid.
recently?
No, this was when I was 16, 15,
I
16.
thought maybe you're getting into character.
No. 14,
He hasn't
15,
washed
16.
up my house for 30
How
years.
dare you? I always offer to help, but you never let me. So I had 500 quid to buy my first car.
Yeah.
And I found a Volkswagen. My parents had Volkswagen. That's a mutt, isn't
Is
it?
that mud?
I think that is a mutt.
We're trying to talk cars, and you boys see
Oh, no,
something on
Harold,
two wheels,
Harold.
and you just get overexcited.
I've never seen one of those.
Before I forget, gentlemen, I hate
Nice.
for guests on TG Taxi to go hungry. So if you look in the glove box,
Oh.
What's happening? Oh,
you
tonics.
can't go for a drive without
man.
snacks. So this is the Scottish section over there on the
Scottish
left.
section.
Yeah.
The Scottish section. And then,
What is it? 1 million of these sold every month, every week, or something?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what they say, but can that possibly be true?
that's good
Oh, a little bit of
advertising.
shortbread is very
I
nice.
don't know whether
Thank
you were
very
going to
much.
find this offensive or,
No,
or
no.
the tastes of home.
I love it. I
always,
love a
always.
tonic tea cake.
This, Charlie, was supposed to be the sort of
the
English
English side.
section,
Oh,
but
you've
then I
got your,
realised I didn't really know what English
the Jaffa cake.
snacks
It's got
look
you-
like.
what was that, Trevor?
Tree balls.
Mince.
Mince.
Yes.
Yeah, have
Mince
a
always
shortbread.
make me sneeze. Oh, I'll have a shortbread.
So how do you, when you're on a very, very long bike ride, how do you
So
snack?
long finger. Hang on.
Because
Get
for me-
back here. Hang on one sec.
Well,
A long journey
Yes.
is largely based around the snacks.
this one was more easy to
Snackable.
snack because we wore open face helmets.
Oh,
We're going on old motorbikes, so we both went on 70s bikes. I rode a 1974 Moto Guzzi Eldorado police bike from California. Charlie had a 1973 BMW R75R.
Yep.
The shorter one, or the longer one?
There was the shorter one
Shorter
with the touring tank. It was sort of sports.
oh,
It was sort of their sort of sports tourer of the
Yeah.
time. You know.
So we went on old bikes, and we started off. The whole point was to go from my house in Scotland to Charlie's house in England, the long way around, obviously.
yeah.
And so we were day one. We're outside my house in Scotland. But the pipe band came from my school, Morrison's Academy, to send us off, and we had family and friends there to wave us goodbye. And we came out in our, riding jeans
Yeah,
and
yeah.
wax jackets and open face helmets, and we looked fantastic. We just looked absolutely the part
business.
for these
Oh, yeah.
bikes.
Dressed to the bike.
Got to the end of my driveway, and it started to rain, and it didn't stop for 4.5 weeks.
Yeah. And I remember we were sitting there, and I was piling on the waterproofs, and you and Tony, and he said, we haven't learned anything, have we?
20 years,
20
we've learned absolutely nothing.
So you, because I did read from your house to his gaff,
Yeah.
but you rode over 10,000 miles or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I did think, oh, they must have got quite lost because I'm no geography teacher, but Scotland to England is.
Yeah.
So you visited some countries.
We
Well,
dreamt
turned
up.
left, didn't we? About sorry, go.
Oh, no, you.
Oh no. We turned left in Newcastle and took the ferry over to Holland, and then we were going up sort of up to the Scandies, and
You've got that one, haven't you?
oh yes, oh yeah, that one, yeah, I do. It's quite Anyway,
It's quite serious bondage over there for the benefits of the cameras.
but and then we we're going right past my mother where my mother grew up in Germany, and so it was lovely to head up there and see. And see where I used to holiday as a kid, and you knew my mother really well, and so it was nice. So that part of it was good. And then we went up into Denmark and went to the Isle of Moon.
We loved Moon. There's that Viking. Yes, and so we were on Long Way Up on these electric Harleys.
Yeah, so that's
And
the
we were
last-
in
the last-
trip, and we were in Bolivia. It was probably the toughest terrain that we rode on, and and Long Way Up was probably much easier than some of the other trips we did in terms of like off-road stuff. But this was and in the meantime, Charlie had a couple of really bad accidents and damaged his legs a lot. So we're on this rutted tracks in Bolivia, trying to cross over from one rut to another, and it got really scared. I got scared for Charlie to hurt himself more, and I got scared to hurt myself more, and we started bullshitting across our helmet radios about doing another trip, and we started talking about Scandinavia, thinking that it's just part of the world that we've never been to. We didn't know it would be cold and wet.
And wet,
as we discovered.
Really wet.
And what are because you got plenty of experience with this now, what are your top tips for staying warm
Staying warm.
on a motorbike?
Well, we learned nothing. So we started off with.
Is it true you just
useless clothes?
No,
you need to go? Do you just go?
No.
Isn't that a good way of staying warm, isn't it?
What, in the wind? No, that would just freeze on
This
your...
is it. Look, you're
No,
still
heated
You're
grips.
thinking about like in a wetsuit, not on a motorbike.
I think I'm thinking of the film Dumb and Dumber.
Okay, well,
No,
definitely don't just go. My advice would be don't pee your pants.
No, don't be bad, because I'm sure it'd be warm for a minute or two.
We were good. Once we got ourselves sorted out,
Yeah.
modern motorcycling gear is so good. And you just have to be layered, that's all. You wear a base layer, you can have like fleece, and then as long as you've got a windproof, waterproof layer on the outside, you're golden.
Yeah, you absolutely. But I remember when we were heading towards Newcastle, I rang my wife because you had those little Senna things so you could call, and I said, Ollie, you know that jacket that I wore in Long Way Up? Could you just get it out? So I sent it. Got it sent over to us, and we kind of had a change of outfits, and it was nice. But it's funny with motorbikes, but it doesn't matter how much you're wearing. Once you get chilly, that chill gets inside you, and it's difficult to.
My wife's
to get
convinced that you can catch a chill. It's like a physical thing. Like a cold, you can catch a chill, and then you can't get rid of it.
Yeah, I don't know that it might be true, because with our kids, you're always saying, put your jacket on, you'll get a death of cold out there. But and then other people say, well, if you get cold out there, it doesn't give you a cold. But why would they say it does all these years?
Yeah, well,
for hundreds of years they've been saying that.
Yeah.
And I mean, now you've done 4 of these epic adventures. The first one was back in 2004.
That's right.
The long way around.
Yeah.
Not meaning to make you feel old, but
No.
21 years ago.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Are you not sick of each other?
No.
No.
Nah. No, not at all, no. No, I think it's something that we've developed. It's become part of our life, We couldn't have imagined when we came up with the idea of doing Long Way Round that it would become this big part of our lives,
Yeah.
And we're lucky to get to do it, and we love doing it, and I like inspiring other people to travel and to get out and see in any way, not just on bikes, but in any way. I think people watch our shows, like especially Long Way Up, just after lockdown. Lockdown was just lifting, wasn't it, when it came out?
Yeah.
And it was such an important, because people hadn't been able to travel for 2 years.
Yeah.
And so they got to see us. We got it in just in time.
I remember that they were just they did it. They opened it up, And I thought, oh, that's not good news for the TV show because everyone's going to be out. And then they locked us back again. And I must have been the only person.
excellent.
We must have been the only people in the world who were going, well, that's fantastic. But
No, I know how you
But you
feel
know,
because when everyone was locked up, they were looking at our website as well,
Yeah.
topgear.com.
Right.
It was great 'cause they had
Right.
nothing else to do, you know.
But
Right.
on that travelling together thing as well is that what's interesting is as well is that and we've learnt this over the years, is that when you're travelling on the motorbike together, you know, you're riding down the same piece of road, but you're experiencing exactly the same piece of road completely differently to each other.
Yeah.
You know, and in the beginning we used to think, well, why didn't you see that, or why didn't you know? And now we kind of sort of you realise that actually we're all running down the same road, even
Yeah.
in life, I suppose. But we're all seeing it in a very
Yeah.
different way, and so when
And
you're
that's
sitting,
all right.
and it's all right. And
Yeah.
if you're sitting by the campfire that night, you can, you know, you chat away about what the day was, and you know, and it's so interesting that it's so different.
Yeah, and I think you kind of preempted my next question, which was for all the people out there that would find it bizarre that you would want to get on a motorbike and ride 10,000 plus miles across, you know,
In the
continents in the
In the
rain.
rain, mostly cold.
What is it about that, the motorbike,
It's
the
just something.
motorbike trip?
There's something completely fabulous about it. You know, it's all the little stops. It's the, you know, petrol stations become like an event, don't they?
Yeah.
Well, especially when you got a film crew with you.
Well, we only have Claudio and Max. We
Okay.
it always used to just be Claudio, and it was just a lot to expect of Claudio to ride every mile with us and then shoot every minute when we're not on the bikes and on the bikes.
Well,
So-
and you've got drones and you've
Yeah,
got
yeah.
GoPros now
Yeah.
and 360s.
Yeah,
and-
yeah, yeah.
So
It's
we've
too
met
much.
this lovely guy Max on Long Way Up, who was our Chilean fixer, and we really liked him. And he came back towards the end of that trip to ride on the back of Claudio's bike for the laps through Mexico and back up into LA, across America to LA. And so we got in touch with him and said, would he come back again? So he and Claudio shared a KTM.
Let's not talk about
Much to
those.
Charlie's chagrin. But anyway, they shared this KTM 729 or whatever it was called.
790.
790. 700cc motorbike, two guys on full filming kit.
Yeah, yeah.
Amazing.
Tents, clothes.
Everything. Unbelievable. I think, well, they didn't have many clothes,
Not
did
many
they?
clothes, they did.
Max said, I have one pair of underpants, that's it.
Yeah.
And
We always fight about who none of us wanted to follow them. Because, you know, not being rude, but,
Yeah.
you know.
no. So that's our film. You know, we just have, it's three bikes basically.
Yeah.
And then we meet up with Russ and Dave, they were on Rivian, electric Rivians again this time, and they have more kit and second cameraman.
Yeah, the
Anthony
bigger
and,
stories.
You know,
Yeah,
for the
stuff
bigger
like that.
stuff, yeah.
And do you reckon have you got another one in you?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if Apple will have you, you know.
Well,
but
we'll have them, I think. That's more the question.
but is it?
Bit political there.
Were you dreaming up your next trip on the bikes this time around?
Well, we're not at liberty to discuss that really.
Looking for a world
present moment.
exclusive here, gentlemen.
No, I'm afraid.
As we
you know-
pass the bondage.
Yeah, the
once
bondage
again.
shop again.
Yeah.
Why are we
What
going past the
in-
bondage shop again? Is
3
there
or 4 times we
something
passed
that
this
you-
guy.
Is there something you're not telling us?
Well, can I make a suggestion?
Okay, well, go on then. Yeah,
So,
that's
you know,
interesting.
long way as a suffix.
Yeah.
Right.
Quite well worn now.
Right.
You've used
Change
it a few
it.
times. Change it up. I'm thinking the short way home
Okay.
in the back of a luxury car. It's going to be
Oh.
quicker. It's going to be more comfortable.
Just like
I could drive.
just like a taxi, sort of like a taxi. Getting a
Chauffeur.
taxi.
You think-
I'm not sure
Yeah.
if you can get 10 apps out of it. That's the only.
That's the. I'm not sure you can get one.
Well, maybe a 10-minute segment.
Yeah.
you know.
Right, well, here we are, gentlemen.
Oh,
We've
thank you very
reached
much.
the thing. But before you go,
Oh,
if
yeah.
you will indulge me.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
I've actually got an adventure bike of my own.
Oh?
And
Oh,
I'd
yeah.
love to get your opinion on it.
Oh yeah, let's have a
Okay.
look.
I've
Yeah.
actually got it in the back of the van.
Oh,
You
yeah.
probably heard it sloshing around in the
Oh
back.
wow! I didn't know you could get a GS in the back.
Well, sort of a GS. Right.
So what have we got? We're going to the back.
Going this way.
Look at that. It's a attractive
Behold
car, isn't it? I
the-
like it.
Majesty.
Oh,
look at that.
Oh, look at that. Oh,
the
a little,
Venturo.
little.
Now, do you know what's so good about this? Because
Monkey
it's so
bike.
small, you can just lift it out.
Is this a new one?
This is
Or
a
is it
company. It's inspired by the monkey bike.
Yeah, for sure.
But it is bespoke.
Very good.
There it
is beautiful.
is.
Ventura.
Oh. Oh. I'm glad.
Steady, old bean.
I'm glad the side stand was down there.
Ooh, almost.
Come on, Ewan.
Come on.
Okay. One more crack, and if it doesn't go,
Shall I give it a go?
yeah. So embarrassed.
Yeah, try putting the kickstand up, Jack. Idiot.
Come on. This is TV gold, this is.
Long,
gold.
long way.
We'll edit
so
this out.
This is why we chose electric start.
Yeah.
Because, you know.
Yeah, this was why the British motorcycle industry failed.
We're starting early. I'll
starting
start it
earlier.
up later. But
It
this
might
bike's
be,
got a very, very special trick.
Oh, yeah.
That I won't be able to show you today because we're in the middle of Soho. But you can attach a paramotor to the back.
Oh, wow.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
No
and
way.
it attaches to the chassis. Go and look it up, Ventura.
Oh, and
the
you
guy
can,
that runs
you
this
can
company.
ride and fly.
Yeah, parachute up here,
Yeah.
paramotor on the back. and
So you
can
could,
just take off
so you could,
and just fly around.
Wow, that is cool.
that'd be nice. So you could ride up and fly down.
That is cool.
I love that idea.
And then as you land, you could just like
And then kicking stuff.
kickstarting on the way down.
Gotta do this.
20 feet, 15 feet, 10 feet,
10 feet,
8
10
feet.
Oh, I hope
Did
that
you tickle
suspension
this?
works.
Did you tickle this?
But if you get it right, you could then bump start it.
And just keep going. Well, you
yeah,
wouldn't
yeah.
want to go. We wouldn't want to keep going anyway.
Right,
It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
there we go.
Disc brake. Look at the big disc brake on the front.
Huge, isn't it?
Okay.
Gents, thank you
I love
so
it.
much.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you
Cheers.
so much.
Great.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for
Best of
organising it
luck.
all as well.
Yeah.
And-
if you
and,
need a driver for the next one, you know
Yeah,
where
I'll
I
give
am.
you a
Well,
shout.
we'll
Yeah.
think about
All
it.
right.
We
Take care,
don't
mate.
pay very well, but it's because it's, you know.
You know,
No,
I
you
just
have
want to be along for the ride.
Yeah. Woohoo! I didn't get that
Maybe
one.
it's that.
Ah.
Look at that.
There it is. I think it's the kickstand. Safety first. Tell you what, this looks a lot more fun to go home on than that thing. Whoa, out of the way.